The Cold War stretch of our marriage coincided with husband first's return to the States. He let her stake her claim in plain sight, then proceeded to spoil her rotten. Back home, he slapped the divorce papers on the dining table, certain I wouldn't sign. He said, Hawthorne can still be you, but you'll play by my rules. He said, make me happy and maybe I'll come back to you. I scrawled my signature across every page and moved out that same night. He counted the days, waiting for me to crawl home. The wait proved pointless. I blacklisted every number he had. His next update on me came from the evening news. Headline, Dance heiress divorces for love, greets first at airport, true love conquers. Before we continue, subscribe to this channel and drop your city in the comments. Fireworks painted the sky as Lucas and Lily stood side by side, eyes on the night. Lily, full circle back to you, couldn't be better. Her Instagram post rocketed through group chats within minutes. Is this official? Did Lucas and Serena really split? Must be, why else would Lily go public? Are you kidding? Lily's always said the unloved one is the other. In her book, Serena's the other. Serena, say something. Once you're free, I'm shooting my shot, lol. I replied, not divorced. Holy crap, Lily really is the other. Drama level, nuclear. I closed WhatsApp, set the phone aside, and moved to the window as the sky kept flowering. Beautiful alone, beautiful together, fireworks don't care. I've lost count of how many Cold Wars Lucas and I have fought. I only remember the first one was also about Lily. Back then she couldn't stomach the grind of Lucas' startup days, so she dumped him and flew overseas. In the wreckage that followed, I was the one who stayed, who walked him from 0 to 1. When the hard part was supposed to be over, I thought the rest would right itself. One phone call from Lily turned happily ever after into game over. I fought him. At first he apologized, promised. I belie. Ved. Couldn't survive the reruns. Now I'm simply numb. Not even gracefully over it, just numb. The colors still explode outside, and I keep watching bloom after bloom flare and vanish. Eventually the doorbell pulls me back. I open it to Lily staring Lucas inside, her smile glowing. You're still up? Lucas got carried away at the fireworks and drank a little. I couldn't let him come home alone. Lucas isn't drunk. Silent, eyes clear, he glances at me, flat, unreadable. I smile thinly. Can't let him leave your side? Then take him home. Dropping him off after use, do I look like a recycling plant? Lily's expression stalls. Lucas's face darkens. She pats his arm, reassuring, then turns to me, gracious as ever. Vance, I know that's a knee-jerk jab. But you can see Lucas loves me. In love, the unloved one is the other. I'm sure you don't want that role? I'll leave it there. Another pat. Lucas, I'll go. Once she's gone, Lucas's displeasure seeps into the room. Serena, that was out of line. I walk inside. Footsteps follow. A fresh set of divorce papers lands on the coffee table. Sign. I leaf through, division looks fair. Only, give me a minute. I need 2 more copies. Up in the study I hit print twice. 3 sets, properly official. I sign in front of him. Your turn. Lucas's face drops, voice turning gravel low. Serena, what are you playing at? I lift an eyebrow. Meaning? He hesitates. You're actually agreeing to divorce? I nod calmly and push the stack closer. For a beat he only studies me, then asks why. I laugh. You asked for it. I'm saying yes, clearing the runway for your first. Problem? My answer seems to soothe him slightly. He takes the papers, then flings all 3 copies into the trash. I know Lily's post stings. I saw it. She overplayed the spotlight, I'll talk to her. I shrug. Flashy, sure. But another turning herself into headline news? Not the first, old news to me. I glance at the bin. I'll have new papers drawn up. We're done, Lucas. His expression I. CES over. 3 strikes, Serena, last offer. Hawthorne can still be you, but behave. Make me happy, maybe I'll come back. I sigh, too tired to spar. I'm serious. Let's end it. Serena. A low roar, veins pulsing at his temples. I'm clueless as to the rage, agreeing should delight him, he should thank me. Instead he cups the back of my neck, towering, pure dominance. Remember, you're my wife and my empire. Walk away and we both bleed, sure you want that? It's the first time he spelled out interests to my face. I no longer care. I only want what's mine. I smile, peel his hand away, and, under his arctic glare, carry my pre-packed suitcase downstairs. I'll replicate your draft and have legal counsel send it over. I left the home I shared with Lucas. In the back seat, the years with him replayed like a montage. Back then he was broke, always in crisp white, faded washed-out jeans, scuffed yet spotless sneakers. Smart and gorgeous, campus celebrity and straight-A god, he drew admirers without trying. But his heart had already picked its first, Lily, the Chinese department darling. Everyone knew. He'd snapped one photo of her during the college festival, printed it, tucked it in a textbook like treasure. Roommates found it, leaked it, and the story went viral. Lily's response was a polite nod whenever they passed. Senior year arrived. Lucas confessed. Lily said, "Sorry, Lucas, you're amazing and I like you, but my parents will never approve. They expect my partner to be an established name in the industry, so I'm sorry." His first love flatlined that summer. How do I know? Because I'd loved Lucas since the day I saw him on campus. I kept tabs on everything. So after the crash I approached him. "Lucas, my parents just wired me seed capital. Want in?" Truth, they wanted me inside the family conglomerate straight after graduation. I fought, begged, wrangled the money, for him. We became partners. Mother and father warned we lived in different worlds, that raising a stray wolf might end in bites. I wouldn't listen, so once they handed over the funds they washed their hands of me. Our boutique firm clawed its way up. I drank to land startup pitches, my stomach lost. I'd been hospitalized for stress-induced ulcers. Flat on a clinic bed, I finally saw pity in Lucas's eyes. He held my hand. "Serena, will you be my girlfriend?" I said yes. He swore he'd make it big, that he'd never fail me. I believed he meant it, then. Promises glitter because they're fantasies, his and mine. The day Lily resurfaced, the fantasy combusted. I dragged my suitcase home. My parents read the story instantly. Dad snorted. "Charity drive finished?" Mom swatted him and hurried over. "Serena, did that boy hurt you?" Dad shot up, ready to march out and settle scores. I blocked the door. "Mom, Dad, I'm divorcing Lucas." Dad demanded, "What did he do?" I shook my head. "Nothing, he just never loved me." After I calmed them, I retreated to my room. Makeup off, bath running, routine as ever. Only when I sank into my old bed did it feel surreal. The years with Lucas, soap bubbles, gone at a touch. My phone rang. I exhaled and answered. "Charles." "Serena, sorry for the late call, but I'm out of options," he laughed kindly. My eyelid twitched, foreboding set in. He chuckled again. "Aren't you going to ask what's wrong?" I forced a laugh. "What's up, Uncle Charles?" "Charles, Chase lands tomorrow." "Charles, I've thought it over front and back, left and right, and I've still decided to hand that little punk to you." "Charles, his flight lands at 11:30 tomorrow. Go pick him up." Charles hung up. The speechless fog lingered until 11:30 the next morning, when I spotted Chase at the airport. He was dressed head to toe in black streetwear, sporting shock blonde hair and mirror black shades. In the middle of the staring crowd he flashed a grin, spread his arms, and strode toward me. I covered my face with one hand, spun around, and walked off. "Serena!" "Ta!" Essie shouted. My steps froze. A couple of teenage girls whispered behind me. "So hot. Is he an idol?" "Doesn't look like one, he's got way more presence." I've never seen any idol with that vibe. I turned back and gave Chase a smile that said kill me now. The next second he yanked me into a bear hug. "Big sis, did you miss me?" I wrestled until I was breathless and still couldn't break free. "Let go first." "No." His arms locked tighter, squeezing the air from my lungs. He buried his face in the curve of my neck and nuzzled. "I missed you so much, sis." I sighed. "Don't do this, Chase. I'm married, people will see. Then get divorced." He said it like it was obvious. He added, "The Serena in my head would never want a man who's already dirty." My body went rigid. So even Chase knew about Lucas and Lily's sordid little stunt. Lily's Instagram post had really made the rounds. Finally he released me, laced his fingers through mine, and pulled me toward the exit. He climbed into my car, slid behind the wheel. "Where to?" I glanced at his sunflower mop. "First stop, dye that hair black." "Chase," he looked up at the rearview mirror. "Looks bad?" Honestly, it looked amazing. His features were sharp enough to carry the color, especially that high-bridged nose. "But, your dad wants you back at headquarters. Show up blonde and the old guard shareholders will have fresh ammunition." He shrugged. "Why care what those fossils say?" I kept trying. "You don't have to care, but you also don't want them yapping in your ear forever." Chase flicked his eyes from the road to me. "You don't need a speech. Just say you hate it and I'll dye it back right now." I inhaled, then surrendered. "Fine. I hate it." I took the newly black-haired Chase home, his home, right across the hall from mine. I pushed the door open, walked a few steps in, turned. You've got 1 week to get over Jet, ah. I shrieked as Chase slammed me onto the couch without warning. Chase. My heart hammered against my ribs. Calm down. His burning stare fixed on my mouth, voice rough with need. Divorce him, sis. He said, I don't mind being the other, but I won't let you be bullied. Afraid he'd cross the line, I hurried to placate him. I already served papers. My legal counsel handed them to him last night. A delighted grin lit his face, he pecked my cheek and stood up. Jet lag's gone. Seeing you is all the caffeine I need. Chase is 5 years younger than me. Ever since he was little he'd tailed after me. His parents were always working, or fighting, so he raised himself on rebellion. After his mom died, Charles married a much younger woman. Chase hated her, pranked her non-stop, and ignored every lecture Charles threw at him. Weirdly, he listened to me, so Charles kept dumping him in my care. He first confessed when he was 15. Out of nowhere he asked, Sis, have you ever been kissed? I was 20, but he'd already outgrown me, voice cracking with testosterone. That was the first time I blushed in front of him. I shook my head, feigning boredom. Nope. Why? He leaned in, eyes on my mouth. I like you. Let's kiss. I ran. After 3 days of hiding, mortified that a kid had flustered me, I finally opened the door. He apologized, I'll never talk like that again. Just don't freeze me out. Those 3 days sucked. True to his word, he kept it platonic, until Charles decided to ship him overseas. He refused. I talked him into it, study abroad, come back ready to run the company. He rolled his eyes. Why can't I study here? And who says I want the company? I played the elder, you're grown, you've got responsibilities. He stared straight at me. Do you, personally, want me to go? I had 1,000 arguments, but in the end I just nodded. Yes. It was the fast track. So Chase left. Only I was allowed at the gate. Before he disappeared he said, wait for me. He didn't know I'd already been in love with Lucas for 2 years. I didn't wait, I married Lucas. That night Chase called. Neither of us spoke. After several minutes of silence he hung up. I can still taste the sour ache. Chase really didn't need recovery time. At dawn next day he bounced over and knocked. Yawning, I opened the door and shuffled back inside. He followed. Divorce court today? I woke up fast. Not that easy. Lucas and I are tangled financially, we need his signature before we can file at City Hall. Signature? He echoed. I was instantly alert. Don't do anything stupid. His reputation for mayhem is legendary, the obedient puppy act doesn't fool me. I've watched him send Charles toward a stress-induced ulcer. I've seen him fight, terrifying. He gave me innocent eyes. What could I possibly do? I'll handle it, I promised. And it will be for me, not for him. He hugged me. Sis, do you still love him? No. I loved, I hurt, I stopped. His arms tightened. Then try loving me, okay? I laughed helplessly. Chase, you've always been my kid brother. From now on, see me as a man. He eased back, eyes locked on mine. I'm no worse than Lucas. I'll treat you better. I shook my head. You don't need to compete. He grinned. Right, no point racing a scumbag. I'm making breakfast. He headed for the kitchen. I studied his back, then retreated to the study and drafted a house rules list. Over breakfast I handed it over. He skimmed it and set it aside. Whatever you say. I couldn't tell whether to feel relieved or terrified. I dragged Chase to Vance headquarters to test whatever he'd learned abroad. He showed off shamelessly, and it was clear he'd actually studied. Charles ought to be ecstatic. I called Lucas to ask when he could spare time for the divorce. Lily answered. Lucas is in a meeting. What do you need? Tell him to clear his calendar and sign the divorce papers. I hung up. Dad walked in and handed me an invitation. Watson's annual gala. You're back, so you'll represent us, let everyone know. I nodded. Sure. He added, bring the Kavanaugh boy. Glancing at the doorway, he lowered his voice. Charles has a new baby this year, that family's going to war. The kid acts like he doesn't care, but when he finally does, it'll be too late if he's empty-handed. Even Dad worries about him, only Chase refuses to worry about himself. I'll talk to him, Dad. Dad frowned. How's the divorce moving? I called and pushed just now. Good. Fast track it. Lucas never called back. But we ran straight into them at the gala. Lucas still had Lily on his arm. Spotting me alone, Lily glowed with triumph, standing at his side like the legitimate wife, blind to the sideways glances from the room. Lucas murmured something to her, then closed in on me. Finished throwing your tantrum? He opened with. I laughed. I'm dead serious. His eyes iced over. Serena, quit while I still have patience. I couldn't fathom him. Did he expect to keep us both? Looking at the man I once loved, I finally felt free. I don't regret loving him, I just wonder how I ever did. Lucas, what makes you think you're entitled to speak to me like that? His face blinked. I smiled, cold and sharp. You forgot how you climbed. Everyone here can remind you. I leaned half a step forward, closing the distance between us so that only he could hear me. You'd better sign the divorce papers like a good boy. If I decide to make real noise, I've got the capital to pull the rug out from under you, do you? Up to now, I'd still left him his dignity. But if he kept refusing the face I offered, I wouldn't spare what little affection remained. I stepped back, smiled at Lucas, and slipped past him to greet the rest of the room. Lily actually glided over with 2 flutes of champagne and held one out to me. I took it and regarded her in silence. She lifted her glass in a cheery toast, gaze flicking left and right, then said with a smile, "You keep declaring you want a divorce from Lucas, yet you follow him here and do nothing, Serena. Face it, you're nothing special, just playing petty tricks to win him back." Her grin turned even more triumphant. But can you win him? Stop wasting your energy and sign the papers. That way, everyone keeps face. The word face coming from her mouth was hilarious. A woman who doesn't dare speak above a whisper lecturing me about dignity? I curved my lips in a cool smile and spoke at a volume the room could hear. Lily, another really shouldn't lecture me on what's proper. Lily hadn't expected me to strip her mask off in public. Fury and shame flooded her face, flushing it scarlet, eyes glassy with venom. The show had begun, every gaze swiveled toward us. Murmurs drifted over. Lucas's 2 women are brawling. Serena's embarrassing herself, old money pedigree, and she's ripping into another in front of everyone? Handle that kind of trash behind closed doors. TCH, Lucas has gotten so full of himself he forgot how he got here. They say Serena's a pushover. I refuse the pushover label. When I loved Lucas, I helped him, naturally. Now that I don't, here I am, striking back. Lucas strode over, his heavy glance brushing me before landing on Lily. She nestled into his arms and burst into tears. Lucas, she went too far. Lucas snarled under his breath, "Serena, you." I kept a polite smile plastered on as I swept my eyes across the onlookers. Sorry to upstage the host, but let me take this moment to announce, Lucas and I are proceeding with our divorce. As for Lily, let's congratulate her on the other promotion, she's gotten exactly what she wished for. I clapped lightly. Applause quickly spread. Who just called Serena a doormat? She's a Vance, after all. Lucas is going to lose several layers of skin in this divorce. Must be true love for that woman. That's what happens when you think with your heart instead of your head. I arched a brow at Lucas and walked away. Outside the ballroom, in the aerial glass conservatory, Lucas caught up. "Serena, you're really doing this?" I shook off his hand. The instant I signed, I was dead serious. He opened his mouth. I sneered. "Don't tell me you thought this was a clever ploy to get you back. For you? Lucas, you overestimate yourself." Panic flickered across his face. "Serena, I clicked my tongue and shook my head. "The more I look, the more obvious it is you're beneath me. My parents were right all along. There are plenty of ungrateful wolves, but you, Lucas, are the most disgusting of the pack." His body coiled tight, eyes blazing, impotent rage, nothing more. I elevated him once, I can flatten him just as easily. He can forget who he used to be, but his real mistake was forgetting who I am, and who the Vance family is. "Big sis?" The sudden voice made me pause. I turned and saw the pathetic puppy figure a few steps away. "You said you'd wait for me, why are you still with him? When will the divorce finally happen?" Drama queen. Absolute drama queen. I started toward him. A hand clamped around my wrist. Lucas held me fast and demanded, "Who is he?" Chase strode up, yanked my hand free, and flung Lucas's arm aside. "Don't touch her." The possessiveness in his tone was no act. He pulled me behind him, placing himself between Lucas and me, using his height to tower over my ex. "I'm Serena's." He hesitated, glanced back at me, then resumed the pitiful puppy look. "Sis, can I say I'm your boyfriend?" At least he asked nicely. Lucas finally lost his cool. "Serena, what exactly is going on with you two?" Chase laughed. "Maybe keep your own woman in check, she's in there becoming a laughingstock." "Oh, and she keeps saying the one who isn't loved is the other, so congratulations, you're the other now, because sis doesn't love you." With that he towed me away. "Why didn't you wait for me? Divorce him tomorrow and give me a proper title, sis." I cut him off quickly. "Enough, I get it. Inside, Lily was indeed delivering her "the unloved one is the other" speech. When Lucas stalked back in, he was greeted by a roomful of scornful stares. He hadn't been this humiliated since I helped him be Yulda's company. He grabbed Lily and marched out. The crowd shifted back to Chase and me, all pleasantries and small talk. After all, we were the ones with real pedigree. Someone ventured cautiously to ask about our relationship. Chase grinned. Right now we're just sister and brother. Once her divorce is final, I'll officially court her. On the ride home, Chase nagged me again to hurry up and divorce. Sis, I'm going crazy wanting to kiss you. He pressed me against the seat back, voice gravel rough. But I won't turn you into a cheater or let anyone badmouth you, so I'm holding back. Don't make me wait any longer, okay? I'd known for ages he was no kid. The day he confessed at 15, he'd stopped being one. The man before me was all grown up. I traced his cheek gently. All right. Lucas could refuse all he liked. The Vance legal team was the best in the state. Unless he wanted to walk away with nothing. But the company was his life's work, how could he bear to lose it? Inside City Hall, Lucas gripped the pen yet refused to sign. I reminded him softly. My people are right outside. One shout and they'll pin you down while you scribble. Should I call them? He looked at me, then scrawled his name. The divorce certificate was in my hand. He still said, Serena, Lily and I broke up. Why tell me this? So. He lifted his gaze to mine, deadly serious. Can I court you again? Turns out Lucas has a sense of humor. Lucas, I have standards, you know. You cheated while we were married, you're filthy. And you think I'd take you back? His expression cracked. I couldn't read what seeped through, genuine remorse, regret over the money, or longing for the Vance name. None of it concerned me anymore. Clutching the certificate, I left City Hall. Chase plucked the paper from my hand and, as naturally as breathing, laced his fingers with mine and led me to the car. Let me take you somewhere. He drove to the park where I used to bring him as kids. The camellias were in full bloom. Chase let go of my hand and stopped in front of me. The perpetual jokester vanished, solemnity took over. Serena, I love you. Please be my girlfriend. A beat, then he added cautiously, okay? I drew a sharp breath, my head clearing in the cool air. Chase, are you sure what you feel is love, not just dependence? You adored hanging out with me when we were little, I was always there. Maybe you've mistaken that for romance. No. He cut me off. For the first time he spoke with absolute certainty, making me feel like the confused one. I recognized the blaze in his eyes. I'd felt it myself when I loved someone. Serena, I love you, as a man loves a woman. I knew it at 15. He stepped closer. No one else has ever made my heart race. I want to hold you, kiss you, hold on. Love to you. He still said it. The air was chilly, yet my cheeks burned and my heart hammered. Tears welled in Chase's eyes and spilled. Serena, what about you? Do you really see me only as a kid brother? Am I supposed to keep waiting, watching you fall for someone else, praying you'll glance back at me once in a while? I flashed back to my wedding day with Lucas, the phone call from Chase. He hadn't said a word, yet I'd heard everything. That same ache rose again. I wrapped my arms around him. No more waiting. 11 The moment we stepped inside, Chase pinned me against the door, a fierce kiss stealing every breath. From doorway to bed, his scent surrounded me. I wanted this, wanted him. I just wasn't sure my want equaled the depth of his love. Chase, I don't love Lucas anymore. But I just crawled out of that wreckage. I don't know if I can. He pressed a finger to my lips. I get it. Just let me stay, give me a chance to love you, okay? I closed my eyes and nodded. Everything after that unfolded on its own. Chase was wild, rushing headlong with no roadmap. I was sore and spent, and God, it felt incredible. The sweet, victorious finale? I blacked out like a total lightweight. I was so exhausted. And I simply fell asleep. The next time I opened my eyes, it was because Chase had jostled me awake. Chase. My voice was almost cracked, no more. Chase let out a low growl against my ear and finally stilled. Yet he kept me locked in his arms, his sweat-damp face buried in the hollow of my neck. Serena, I love you, so damn much. I lifted a weak hand and hugged him back. Then I drifted off again. While I slept, eagle-eyed netizens had already dug up my history with Chase. Even the old clip of me picking him up at the airport was circulating. Some commenters claimed Chase was my first. When Chase saw the headline, he grinned like an idiot. I couldn't be bothered to correct it. If it made him happy, fine. I slept until the sky had gone dark. Chase had gotten up at some point, and dinner was already plated. Years of fending for himself abroad had turned him into a surprisingly decent Chinese cook. At the table I asked, when do you plan to go back to your family's headquarters? He chewed slowly, tone still lazy. Don't feel like it. Then he looked up. Let me be your executive assistant, stick with you every day, how's that? Such a childish suggestion. I'm not urging you to fight for the inheritance, but you know the situation, your little brother's barely won, hardly competition, and right now the company can only count on you. Chase kept his eyes on his rice. I added gently, go home. Your dad needs you. This time he refused to obey. I need you more. I'm right here. We'll see each other every day. I smiled. Chase, I'm your girlfriend now. His head snapped up, a boy who'd just been handed candy. Then I'll head in tomorrow. Madeline, Chase's stepmother, had climbed to her perch simply by being obedient. Charles had no love children, he kept that boundary crystal clear, everything he owned would one day be Chase's. Still, Madeline had proven she had moves. After all these years she'd managed to produce a son. I felt nothing for her. If Chase weren't in the picture, she could scheme all she wanted. But he was my boyfriend now, so I would protect his interests. Next morning Chase reported for duty at Kavanaugh HQ. Both families knew about us. Dad and Charles had always been close partners, now we were practically kin, and Chase's position was rock solid. Madeline recognized a lost cause when she saw one and packed away her ambition, content to play Kavanaugh. As for her toddler, his share would be safe regardless. I stepped down from Lucas's startup, sold my 25% equity stake, and formally returned to Vance. Whatever happened to Lucas afterward wasn't my concern. Lily? I'd never taken her seriously. Yet that evening, after work, I found her blocking the entrance. Only days had passed, but the haughty triumph was gone, she looked like produce left out in the frost. She blamed me. Serena, Lucas dumped me. Happy now? I almost laughed. Lily, when he confessed to you back then, what did you say? You said your parents would never accept him. In truth, you simply looked down on the penniless kid he was. I poured money and every startup pitch I could find into building him into what he is today. You did zilch, came back, and claimed him like property. You covet the title, the cash, the status, but you never shared the struggle. Of course he cut you loose. And now you come crying to me. Do you honestly feel wronged, or do you just assume I'm too nice to retaliate? Her pupils quivered, panic flickered. What do you mean? It was always between Lucas and me, that's why I never touched you. But understand, we don't live in the same world. If I wanted to crush you, it would be effortless. I simply can't be bothered, not that I'm afraid. Lily, don't force my hand. She lowered her gaze and turned to leave. Wait. I stopped her. This mess was mainly Lucas's doing, but you still owe me an apology. I smiled. I truly never saw you as competition, yet you danced in my face again and again, disgusting. An apology is the least you can do. She clenched her fists, bowed. I'm sorry, Vance. Thank you for your generosity. I swear you'll never see me again. Smart girl. I got in the car and drove off, only to spot Lucas at the community gate. Had those two synchronized their appearances? He stepped in front of my car. Gone was the polished gleam, stubble shadowed his jaw. Serena, I know everything now. Impatient, I asked, and what exactly do you know? His voice cracked. Your father sent someone to lecture me. He told me you fought your family, almost cut ties, to secure the seed capital for me. Tears rolled down his cheeks. I never realized how much you suffered for me. He shook his head. No, deep down I always knew. I knew you drank yourself into a hospital stay to land those startup pitches, all for me. He drew a shaky breath, shoulders trembling. Serena, I was wrong. I let success go to my head and forgot how I got here. Without your support I'd still be the nobody Lily rejected. I remember every word she used to turn me down. I knew it was an excuse, she just hated that I was broke. When I finally had it all and she slithered back, I gloated, thinking I'd proved her wrong. So I kept her as my other, denied her a real place, just to punish her and stroke my ego. But I hurt you. I saw everything you did for me back then, every sacrifice sliced at my heart. That's when I knew I'd truly fallen for you. And then I blew it. Still, everyone deserves a mistake and one chance at forgiveness, right? Can you forgive me? Give me one more shot? 13 Nope. Chase strolled up and tucked me against him. I'm her boyfriend now. She has to take responsibility. Plus, she's got a serious cleanliness streak. You're filthy, so no takebacks. Unlike you, I kept myself pristine all these years, and she noticed. Honestly, I should thank you. If you hadn't self-destructed, how would I ever get my turn? I gave a silent laugh and laced my fingers through his. Let's go inside. Lucas stayed where he was. I have no idea how long he stood there. Because Chase already had me inside, pressed against the door, kissing me dizzy. His frustrated growl vibrated against my ear. He dared come begging. Babe, if I punch him, will you be mad? I wanted to beat the hell out of him, still do. I'm about to lose it. I rubbed slow circles on his back, stood on tiptoe, and whispered, Chase, I like you. The sulking panther turned tame in an instant. He stared, wide-eyed. Say it again. I cupped his face. I mean it, Chase. I like you. I haven't caught up to your pace yet, but I'm trying to fall in love. He squeezed me so hard I squeaked, then burst into tears. Just let me stay by you, let me love you, that's all I need. What a fool. Don't you need me to love you back? I do. He tightened his arms. Your love is the only thing in this world I want, and the only thing I'll ever give. 5 years later, Chase officially took the helm at Kavanaugh. After Charles retired, he spirited Madeline and their toddler off to New Zealand. My parents retired as well. These days they dote on our daughter, Star, at home. Chase claims he's my moon. Since he was lucky enough to marry his moon, and we had a daughter, Star felt destined. As for Lucas, his company has been circling the drain, it's on life support. He didn't seem to mind. Recently he signed a takeover bid. That day he called, asking to see me. I refused. No point, and I live with a walking jar of vinegar who erupts on schedule. Last night he killed me several times. I'm still limp, too terrified to provoke him. Lucas never called again, never resurfaced. Word is he took the sale money and opened a boutique firm, starting from scratch. After that I lost track, because it's been years and you're still checking up on him? Babe, are you floating, or have I lost my edge? His edge? He uses it daily. My knees turned to jelly. I flung my arms around his neck and begged in his ear. Chase, I love you. Yes, my safe word works every time. I'm Tr. Yuli, deeply in love with Chase. Yet I still can't quite match his pace. He says loving is happier than being loved, and he wants that joy for life. Fine. I'll be generous, let him love me forever. And me? Yes, I'll love him, forever. Thanks for listening to today's story. If you enjoyed it, hit like and share with friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more captivating stories. See you next time.